Isang makabatang araw sa ating lahat. Welcome to World Vision's podcast, Usapang Makabata. I am Caroline Daranilla, the Advocacy Officer of World Vision in the Philippines, and I will be your host for today's episode. Now, pag-uusapan natin ang isa sa mga flagship programs ni World Vision, which is child sponsorship. And today, I am joined by one of the leaders that I look up to in the organization. So please welcome Ate Cherry Valencia, our acquisition manager. Hi, Ate Cherry.
Hi, Carol.
It's so nice to connect with you through this podcast. Kamusta, Ate Cherry?
Buti naman. I'm happy that we have a better weather now compared dun sa mga maulan lately, laging traffic. At start na ng
True.
eskwela ngayon for my daughter. So, back to school na kami.
It's that season again. So I'm sure meron din tayong ginagawa within the organization since it's back to school season. But we would like to know more about you muna, Ate Cherry, for this episode. How what was your journey towards working in World Vision?
Sige. So, I'm Cherry Valencia and I've been working with World Vision for more than 10 years. And I look after the fundraising team for individuals. So, my main task is to find individual donors and sponsors. So, I find joy in connecting and bridging connections with people, no, so that they can help more vulnerable children in the Philippines. So, ang tagal na, it's been 10 years. And as I
Yeah.
look back, um, hindi intentional yung pag-apply ko sa non-profit. Kasi as a background lang, I graduated as PS Tourism in UST. So my initial plan in college was to apply for a work in the travel industry, particularly sa airline. And after graduation, I was looking for work and I was looking at opportunities where to uh,
Mhm.
get a job, no? And during that time, bata ka pa siguro. During
Di
that
pa hindi ako
time,
10 years. Parang one-third of my life.
during that time when I was looking for work, what was booming then was yung airline industries in the Middle East. And that was the
Mhm.
time that I was also starting to grow in my relationship with God. So when I was praying about it, I was just led to stay in the Philippines to be nurtured here spiritually while I work in the
Mhm.
Philippines. And then I got married, I had a child, and then while working still in the travel industry, I realized that yung kind of work ko wasn't matched to the schedules that I would like to have or I was envisioning for myself as a mom. So I was praying and looking for work that would, support and be aligned with yung priority ko back then as a new mom. And as I was praying and thinking about it, I came across World Vision. One of my friends asked me na, oh, you're doing sales and marketing in the travel industry. Why don't you apply
Mhm.
in World Vision? It's a marketing role for digital. So I said, sige, why not? Let's apply. And lo and behold, after months of waiting and going through the hiring process, I was glad to be onboarded in World Vision. And it was a different environment for me all of a sudden. My first month in World Vision, I had to go to Bohol, to the rural
Mhm.
areas of Bohol, and I had many first experiences in Bohol, like riding a habal-habal for the first time, yung mga ganon, tapos harvesting
Habal-habal
kamote
as
for
in
the
yung
first time.
motor single ba yun, te? Yung
Yes.
habal-habal, yeah.
Oo, kasi growing up, I feel like siguro masyado din akong protected. Like hindi kami
Mm.
allowed to ride
Right.
motorcycles. Yeah, so yun, it was a time of many first for me and it was also a time for me to really see marami palang hindi pa katulad doon sa na-experience ko as I grew up.
Mhm.
Marami palang kailangan pang matulungan. So it was enlightening for me when I joined yung immersion in Bohol.
Right. Kasi then, when it comes to development work, parang hindi naman siya top choice eh. When you're growing up, hindi mo siya iisipin na gawin as a career. even ako, nung bata pa ako, parang gusto ko mag-artista. Bilang
Bagay.
exposed ako sa TV and everything. So like, dahil doon, yun yung palagi kong nakikita, yun din yung naging dream. Pero that was when I was younger. And then your experiences, your life molds you to become a different person. So, naging iba din yung goal. Ikaw ba, Ate Cherry, when you were young, what did you aspire to be?
I aspire to be many things.
Wow. At a young age.
At a young age, I wanted to be many things. I wanted sobrang from sobrang layo to reality to sobrang really realistic. So sobrang layo would be I wanted to become an astronaut kasi I was so interested in
Wow.
stars, outer space, mga ganyan. But at the same time, I also wanted to be a doctor kasi parang, wow, yung doctor, they were highly esteemed in the province I grew up in Nueva Ecija. So parang, I also wanted to be that siguro. Tapos medyo realistic. Oh, maybe I wanted to be a teacher also kasi I was brought up in a family with many teachers. Tapos at one point also parang gusto ko ring magmadre. So iba-iba talaga. Parang as a young child, yung experience ko was it's a time to dream, to really look at many
Yeah.
possibilities. Mm.
And that's a reality when you're young. Your mind changes all the time.
That's
But
true.
also depends with the season. Like sometimes you want to aspire for this one because yung interest mo iba. Tapos yung
Mm-mm.
season mo nag-change and so iba din yung naging dream. But that's the beauty of childhood. I guess we can dream whoever we want to be in the future kasi we have those like um parang wide-eyed curiosity in the world to explore and
That's so
knowing now ate what like having been with the organization for 10 years, do you think that you're fulfilling what do you hope for the younger Cherry to be?
yeah. Siguro before I go to that, I just realized no when you were asking me about my dreams and aspirations when I was younger, I just realized now that yung dreaming of many possibilities and having so many
Mm,
dreams is like a privilege. Now when I put myself in the life of the children that we're helping in the community, not everyone would have different kinds of dreams na
mm,
aspirations that they would want because the world that they know is very small lang and
mm,
maraming limitations. So hindi siya as limitless that as you and I have experienced it. And that kind of thinking saddens me. So
mm,
now bringing back to where I am now as a fundraiser, coming from the many aspirations that I had when I was young, I would say that I am fulfilled because where I am now, I can empower other girls, other young cherries maybe
mm,
who may have limited dreams lang for themselves because they haven't experienced good things in life or they haven't been mentored by someone who can tell them that hey, you're so good in for example speaking, maybe you can be in communication someday. So it's just fulfilling for me thinking that my purpose at work, as I fundraise, I am empowering children that they too can dream. So that's something that I like.
Thanks, Ate Cherry, for emphasizing that. It also brought me back to one of my field work in Cebu. At nung tinanong ko yung isang bata, ano yung pangarap niya maging growing up, sabi niya, gusto niya magtrabaho sa karinderya. Sabi ko, oh, bakit mo gusto magtrabaho sa karinderya? Sabi niya, kasi yung pinsan niya na mas nakakatanda sa kanya ay nagtatrabaho doon. And it made me realize that it's true, our dreams are also within the limits of what we are exposed to. And it's really, as you said, a sad reality na sa atin, tayo, may privilege tayo to dream big because we were we were given opportunities to do so. Na-expose tayo sa mga bagay that we can be curious about. But there are children who are able to dream differently because they have a different environment. And yun din yung gusto sana natin na um, mabigay sa mga bata yung opportunity to explore that, for them to see na meron pang beyond what they are currently experiencing now. Sabi nga ni Catriona Gray, oh, may pa Catriona Gray. Opportunities matter. Ano nga ba yung sa ano niya? Yun sa preliminary question niya ata yun ate during her Miss Universe stint na she said that it's the lack of opportunities that really hinder children.
True.
And yung opportunities talaga yon, whether they grasp it or not, can open so many doors. So speaking of opportunities, bilang matagal na sa World Vision, and we shared earlier that child sponsorship is one of the flagship programs of World Vision. How does this opportunity open doors for children?
Yeah, yung child sponsorship ng World Vision is very beautiful kasi it connects a child to a sponsor. So meaning, yung bata ay natutulungan ng sponsor, hindi lang through the material support that the sponsors give. We had one study with World Vision tungkol dun sa impact ng child sponsorship. And one of the impact that we impart sa mga bata na tinutulungan natin ay yung hope na kanilang nadarama dahil nga alam nila there's someone who's taking care of them, there's someone who looks after them as their sponsor, that they're not alone in their journey, in their fight against poverty, that there's someone who believes in them, who supports them, no? So, quick anecdote lang, naalala ko, kung magkaiba ba yung sponsorship tsaka scholarship. Kasi may iba who would want to support those who excel lang in studies. Tapos that was also one of my questions when I was starting, na bakit nga ba hindi natin focus lang do sa mga academically inclined na mga bata, yung support natin, yung program natin sa World Vision. So, yung sagot sa akin nung boss ko noon, sabi niya sa akin, ni Ate Pam, is that we wanted to help we wanted to give every child a chance, especially those from the most vulnerable. So sabi ko, okay. So that was something that was in my head lang nung I was starting in World Vision. But as I sponsor a child, and as I support my first sponsor child, yung name niya si Jerome, year on year, dumating kami sa point na I think he was grade 5 that he didn't move up to the next level. And parang it took him 2 years yata for him to move up to grade 6. Tapos when I was thinking about it during that process, I decided not to give up on Jerome, on my sponsorship on him. And one of my decisions also is to write to Jerome to encourage him and hopefully inspire him and let him know that Tita Cherry is here to pray for him, yung ganyan. So, yun, parang looking back, oo nga, maganda yung sponsorship kasi it gives children an equal opportunity na hindi dahil hindi lang yung matatalino yung tinutulungan, pero yung mga nangangailangan din talaga kasi we'd like to see every child progress in their life. So that's one of the beauties of child sponsorship, or one of the joys of child sponsorship, that we can give every child that chance. Tapos aside from that, yung one-on-one connection ng sponsor to the child, it changes yung buhay ng sponsor, not only ng child. Like for me, during the pandemic, syempre, affected nun yung mga diba? Yung mga livelihood ng mga tao. So it hit closer to home. There was one point that in the family, my husband and I were talking, okay, how do we go about our finances since they at the company, yung decision nila was not to let go of anyone during the pandemic. But their decision was they would do I think they would come to work 3 times lang yata in a week for them to sustain everyone. So ganun yung naging situation. So we were looking at our finances during the pandemic. Tapos I was kind of worried, oh no, paano na yung 2 sponsored children namin? How will we continue supporting them? Tapos my husband said na, hindi, priority natin yan. Priority natin yung pag-sponsor ng children natin. And yun, true enough, tuloy-tuloy yung pagbigay, pag-support do sa sponsored children namin na dalawa every month. So parang offering namin siya sa Panginoon, no? Every month, a faith commitment namin siya. So my husband and I, yung experiencing the generosity of the Lord during the pandemic and parang being vessels of that generosity, it was also life-changing for us. And it also has brought us together na, oh, we can talk about these things, about yung finances and what I care for. Tapos, I see that he also cares for it. So, sobrang touched ako. So, sobrang cheesy. So, yun,
That's true, Ate.
I
Kasi
can see that it
sponsorship,
changes lives.
yeah. Aside from changing lives, sponsorship is really a commitment. As you shared earlier, hindi lang siya nakakapag-transform ng buhay ng bata na nasa sponsoran, pero nung sponsor themselves, tulad ko din, I have also been sponsoring since I think 2016, so mga ilan na yun, 8 years now. So, it's a conscious decision to really allot a certain amount for my commitment, and it's not easy because we don't always have good days. Meron tayong rainy days, meron tayong mga pinagdadaanan sa buhay, and there are some who really have to cut yung kanilang mga expenses, and minsan yung ating commitment with the sponsorship becomes one of those expenses na nakakat kasi nga it's a commitment and it's not an easy decision. But it made me just also think, ate, kasi ito, very common, especially sa atin na dumaan sa fundraising. Ano nga ba yung difference ng child sponsorship sa child scholarship or scholarship in general?
Yeah, one nga is yung giving every child that opportunity to be helped, no? Um without asking them to reach a certain grade per
Yeah.
quarter or to meet a certain grade per quarter. So that's one of the main differences ng sponsorship with scholarship. And yung requirements, it's more yung at the heart of sponsorship. When you look at the heart of sponsorship, it's really helping the most vulnerable. It's helping the poorest of the poor. It's in that process, helping them, it's empowering them, not only the child, but also the community. So I think that's another unique thing about child sponsorship. Na in World Vision, we say that when you help a child, you help four more. So hindi lang yung bata yung natutulungan when I would put it side by side with scholarship. So you also help the other children in the community. Why? Kasi yung work na ginagawa natin sa World Vision, hindi lang siya yung directly to the child, but we also have other projects. Katulad ng, for example, Aqua Tower, kung walang access sa water yung isang community, or kung may high cases of malnutrition in the community, we also address that and we also provide support doon. So maganda yung child sponsorship in that sense that it is holistic. Hindi lang siya sa academic of the child, but also yung tinitingnan din natin yung kanyang overall growth. What I love about it also is we also look at yung spiritual formation, spiritual nurture ng mga bata. Pinanghahawakan natin na yung changes that we do in the field, hindi siya magiging sustainable kung walang spiritual nurture. Hindi siya magiging sustainable kung wala si God in the work that we do. It's really only God who can do that for us to make things sustainable. And yun, nakakatuwang makita yon. Every time that I go to the field, every time that I go and visit do sa community where we work, nakakatuwang makita yung proof ng ating work. Tsaka nakakatuwa ding makamit ng mga former sponsored children
Yes.
na natulungan natin, pero ngayon ay successful individuals na.
Mhm.
So I see that we give help more than education. It's health and nutrition, a livelihood for their parents. That makes it beautiful.
Thanks, Ate Cherry. I asked that because I wanted to emphasize din na when we talk about child sponsorship, it's, as you said, empowering children and their community. So it's not just giving children opportunity to thrive in school, but for them to really stay in school. Empowering their parents, their families, their caregivers to take better care of them. Meaning, sinusuportahan natin sila with economic development opportunities, tinutulungan natin yung community nila to be more resilient. So, the different aspects of a child's life for them to be able to grow into better individuals and experience fullness of life, yun yung ginagawa natin through sponsorship. So, again, hindi lang yon about education. It's a holistic approach towards a child's development. So, nakakatuwa nga kasi 'di ba, we work with community. So, meron tayong mga tinatawag na community volunteers. Yung mga community volunteers natin tumutulong din sa atin to monitor these children. And again, it's not just about asking children na dapat may certain grade ka na maabot, ganyan, or dapat ganito ka mag-excel sa school. It's also about asking them, okay ka lang ba? Kamusta yung pag-aaral mo? Nakakakain ka ba? Nakakapunta ka ba ng school? Ano yung mga difficulties na pinagdadaanan mo? Ano yung nakikita mong challenges in your community na sa tingin mo ay kailangang um, put into light, na mapag-usapan, na magawan ng paraan ng solusyon as a community. So, yun yung one major difference between scholarship and sponsorship. Scholarship is really particular. Meron kang kailangan abutin in exchange of this support. Pero pag sponsorship, you really just want to encourage the child and create an enabling environment for them to thrive. So, maganda yung na-share mo earlier, ate, and I'm sure naka-experience ka din going to communities when we have yung distribution natin ng back-to-school kits, and even yung Noche Buena packs na dinidistribute natin every December can already be life-changing. So, I would like to ask you, in your experience working with our communities, is there a particular na parang circumstance or situation or story that you would like to share na really struck you?
Ang dami.
Can
Hmm.
you give one?
Oo, sige, sige. Para hindi tayo umabot ng 2 hours. So,
Correct.
just one story that I vividly remember. For child sponsorship, we have this what we call chosen. So we
Mhm.
have flipped the narrative na instead of the sponsor choosing a child from a certain community that they wanted to support, this time around, a sponsor will sign up and then send their photo. And then us, World Vision, what we will do is we will go out to the community where we assist and support. Dala natin yung mga picture ng mga sponsor waiting
Mhm.
to be chosen by their sponsored child. So that was back in 2019 when we went to Batangas. The first time ever that we have done yung chosen in the Philippines. And when we were doing it, siguro around 100 children were gathered in the school grounds of Batangas. And they were and eagerly and also enthusiastically waiting for their turn. Na parang, anong meron? Anong gagawin natin? Kasi that was something new. So back then, the children had to line up and then go to the room and then pick the sponsor whom they would choose, no? And then after that, uuwi na sila. Magsusulat sila ng letter, introduce nila yung pangalan nila sa sponsor nila, tapos uuwi na sila. So I was at the end of the line. And before the children go back home, vividly na remember ko yung smile ng bata. Tapos when I ask about it, kung ba't ang saya-saya niya, tuwang-tuwa siya nung time na yon. Sabi niya kasi ang tagal niyang walang sponsor. Tapos ngayon may chance siya to choose the sponsor niya. So yung picture ng sponsor niya, iuuwi niya talaga, ilalagay niya sa pader nila para maalala niya. So that always tears me up. Medyo naluluha ako ngayon. But yung vividly remembering that children appreciate knowing that there are people who are supporting them. na malaking bagay sa kanila yon na, kilala ko yung sponsor ko, may picture ako ng sponsor ko. Umuwi siya masaya, umuwi siya na excited, i-introduce niya sa parents niya kung sino yung sponsor niya. That was something life-changing for me kasi nakita ko yung hope dun sa bata na masaya siya dun sa experience. Na hindi lang tayo yung dole out na nagbibigay ng kinakailangan nila, pero meron ding aspect of yung providing hope that they would know that they have this community of sponsors who are helping them, yung mga children natin.
Speaking of chosen then ate, I think what's beautiful about that is giving them the power to choose. Yun yung isa sa mga transformational when it comes to chosen. Kasi nga, binibigyan mo yung bata ng um, opportunity na mamili. Yung ini-empower mo siya to take hold of the future, of their future, regardless of like their current circumstance. So hindi na yung maghihintay sila na i-inform natin sila, oh, alam mo ba, may sponsor ka na ganyan. Pero this time around, they don't have to wait because they have the power. And I guess I would also like to just go back to sponsorship kasi I've worked with our child leaders. And when we engage them in our program, we don't just empower them, we also ensure that we are building their capacities. So from having that power to choose to recognizing that they have a right and that they have um meron silang voice in their communities, that they can influence change in the household, in schools, in the government. Malaking bagay yon for them to become more participative citizens in the future. Kasi ngayon, we've heard stories of former sponsored children working in the government. Meron ng mga professionals, meron ng commander even, no, yung mga ambassadors natin, merong several have worked with World Vision to give back kasi na-inspire sila doon sa um, mga staff na tumulong sa kanila, sa mga sponsors nila na communicated with them during difficult periods of their lives. And also, meron ding mga na nagtatrabaho na sa ibang bansa. So, all these things, no, na talagang you can see the ripple na nagagawa ng sponsorship in general. And I would just like to note kasi I saw this news kahapon, may isa tayong child leader. Hindi naman siya necessarily news, pero sa Facebook at bilang lurker on social media, meron tayong child leader who graduated magna cum laude just
Wow!
recently. Tapos meron din tayong mga child leaders na nagtatrabaho na ngayon sa Sangguniang Kabataan or were elected in the recent elections. So, di ba parang
Nakaka-proud!
nakaka-proud, exactly. Like, although it was because of their hard work, their dedication,
Mm.
because of the faith that they have, pero nakakatuwa yun bilang witness. And
True.
knowing na in some way, World Vision, our sponsorship, our help, nakatulong para maabot nila kung saan sila ngayon. So,
Mm.
inspiring. And these are stories na hindi
Inspiring.
natin masyadong naririnig when you
Araw-araw.
yeah, araw-araw and when you say child sponsorship. Kasi minsan
Mm.
parang iniisip natin one way lang siya eh. Okay, bigay ako
Mm.
ngayon. Okay, commitment ko to. Pero in the long run pala, if you keep at it 4 years, 5 years, if you can keep at it at a decade or make it like a legacy within your family, malaki yung na-impact niya sa community and it goes beyond our generation. So World Vision has been in the Philippines for more than 65 years and we've been doing sponsorship at
More than 75
more than 75 years.
worldwide.
So
Mm.
yeah, worldwide. So ma-imagine mo lang ano yung naging impact noon from one family to the next. Kaya nakakatuwa. Now, speaking of sponsorship, ate, aside from Chosen, we also have a Girl Scan campaign and we do this annually. Last year ba tayo nag-celebrate ng 5 years or was that the other
Yes,
year? Last
last
year.
year.
So sixth year this year. Okay.
True.
So can you share more about the Girls Can campaign, how it came to be, and um ano yung naging impact niya since we started that campaign?
Yeah, when we were looking at child sponsorship and we were looking at how can we tell more the stories of girls who are in need. We came across the idea of 1,000 Girls campaign from other offices wherein they ask people to sponsor 1,000 girls in time for the International Day of the Girl, which happens every October 11. Then we said, oh, that's a good idea. But in the Philippines, maybe we can tweak it a bit. Maybe we can name it as hashtag Girls Can. Because we see that the girls in the Philippines have a lot of potential. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to highlight their potential that girls can, you can put any word beside it. Girls can be anything. Girls can achieve. Girls can be successful. Ganyan. It's very empowering when you hear Girls Can. So we said, sige, let's go with Girls Can. So we did that 6 years ago na. And we're so happy to see many girls being sponsored. I think more than 2,000 children have been sponsored from the time that we have launched it. Aside from that, I would celebrate it also with the different partners that has helped us in sharing the story about Girls Can. For example, it was when CNN Philippines, when they have allowed us to share about the campaign, and it has really opened doors for us to share the needs and the issues that girls face in the Philippines. At the same time, what we're doing as World Vision. And then finally, how people like you and me can help girls reach their potential. Because we believe that they can do anything, girls can.
Mhm.
That these girls just need people like you and me to help them, no? Through sponsorship. So we were looking at also at different key issues that girls face. When we started this campaign, yung key issue then was about there were more girls who are out of school than
Mhm.
boys. But now I think hindi na siya as big as issue at the moment. We're doing the campaign every year kasi it's saddening, no, yung issues that girls face. Nag-iiba siya, nagkakaroon pa rin. Like ngayon, when I looked at the news lang, yung basahin ko yung news ha. Recently, I looked at one of the studies conducted by a London-based organization, Justice and Care, as well as De La Salle University and also Dublin City University. They say that yung facilitators for online sexual abuse tended to prey mainly on girls. So that's one of the issues that we wanted to highlight. Aside from that, yung teenage pregnancy. So we wanted to continue raising awareness about the issues that girls face. At the same time, the stories of girls in the community na katulad nung child leaders na na-mention mo kanina, that we have empowered girls over the years. And we would like to make sure that we make that ripple effect going, and then we can reach out to many girls as possible.
Thanks, Ate Cherry. Grabe, 6 years being able to sustain that kind of campaign, and I'm sure gagawin pa rin natin siya in the next years, no? Kasi maganda yung message that it wants to put across. And as you shared, there are still many issues surrounding girls. We're not saying that hindi na rin importante yung mga issue ng mga kalalakihan or yung mga boys within our communities or those in vulnerable situation. But we're saying is merong malaking issue na hinaharap yung mga batang babae, and we want to also highlight that. And within our communities, even the children are saying, malaki yung issue ng early pregnancy sa community namin. Malaki yung issue ng mental health in their communities, affecting many girls. Syempre, with regard then to how they perceive themselves, ano yung mga pangarap nila sa buhay, and there are also issues of online sexual abuse and exploitation of children. Although in the issue of child labor, parang match lang yung number of children engaged or percentage of children in boys engaged in child labor and girls engaged in child labor. Pero kung titingnan mo, sa iba-ibang sektor yon. When we talk about agriculture, malaki yung percentage ng mga lalaki na nandoon sa agriculture sector, engaged in child labor. Kasi nga, yun yung nagtatanim, nasa mga sugarcane industry. But when we talk about online sexual abuse and exploitation of children, which is another form of child labor, dito mataas yung mga kababaihan. And they are also even being trafficked. And if these are not addressed, these are not put to light, lalong mag-worsen yung situation ng mga bata at lalong mapuput at risk yung mga kababaihan specifically. And that's why Girls Can is an opportunity for us to really talk about the issues surrounding girls. And marami pang aspeto yan, no? Meron pang mga bata na talagang concerned about their education kasi yung iba within their practice, mas priority na makatapos yung lalaki compared to babae. So may mga ganong factors and we want to talk about it. So hopefully by talking more about it through the Girls Can campaign, we can find solutions and at the same time give voices to the girl children that we have in the community.
That's
So
true, no? Parang that's one of the main call in our work. Now we are the voice for the voiceless kasi they wouldn't maybe have the courage to speak out and speak about their situation and just need to talk about it and raise awareness around it.
yeah, kasi ito din yung parang first step towards finding um, what we can do as a community para ma-address yung mga ganitong issue. Kasi nga, if you don't recognize or if you do not know that there's a problem, paano natin siya masusolusyonan? And ang kagandahan lang din dyan, no, is there are researchers that are telling you that when you invest in girls, when you invest in women, you're investing in the community. Kasi yung mga kababaihan, whatever they gain, binabalik nila yon sa pamilya nila, sa community nila, sa mga anak nila. And we hope that by investing in girls, we can help build more resilient, safer, nurturing communities, not only for girls, but all children in general.
Mhm.
So is there anything else that you'd like to share, Ate Cherry?
Yeah, I was thinking about a study also that I came across with when I was looking at when we were planning the campaign and looking at the studies about uh, out of school youth, about the girls.
Mm-hmm.
And they say that there's a greater tendency for girls who go out of school to not go back to school anymore. Kasi may factor yung shame sometimes na some of them might be in a might have their own family already and then hindi na nila priority in studies. Yung may mga ganong struggles. Now, when you're a girl, you have different realities also and limitations when you are born a girl. So we wanted to, help ensure that we can break those limits. We can help them achieve yung dreams nila by breaking those limits. I also remember yung community natin in North Cotabato. We are helping the community with community of women. Yung sa livelihood nila paggawa ng abaka. And I can see how they are uplifting each other na hindi lang para sa pamilya nila, pero they're sharing what they know in with their other community members. So we can see na parang bayanihan siya. Now, when you really invest in women, you only not help uplift yung life ng that person, but also the community with her. Naalala ko lang.
At least sa na-share mo, te, naalala ko din, if you look at our communities, most of our volunteers are women. Yung mga
Oh yeah.
nanay ng ating mga sponsored children. So nakakatuwa lang din because in our program, so we have um what we call Comska, yung kung saan tinuturuan natin sila how to save. Women are also very active in that. Bakit? Kasi gusto nila na may maipundar para sa mga pamilya nila, meron silang magamit in cases of emergencies, and these are women leaders in the community, and we're very proud of them, and we
Ooh.
hope that through the Girls Can campaign, our young girls in the community will be inspired to do the same, to really be the leaders that they can be in the community and allow them to explore opportunities. So hindi naman sa we're saying that we can immediately create a the best environment for them. But through the sponsorship, we are saying na kahit may mga ganitong um, situations yung ating mga kabataan that despite the risks or the higher risks that women or the girls face, because of the support that we are able to put in the community, they are protected from these risks. And being able to, sabi nga nila, it takes a village to raise a child. So it's very important that, again, we invest in the communities that where these girls are. So yun yung papasok na dapat yung community nila ina-uphold yung kanilang karapatan, their rights as children and their rights as girls, their right to education, their right to nutritious food, to their right to um, ano pa ba, to earn yung kanilang mga pamilya, may karapatan to earn a living, to be able to um, provide for their family. So all these things that children are entitled of are provided for them or given to them, and they are able to experience them. So ayun, nakakatuwa yung ating usapan. Medyo marami na din tayong na-share, Ate Cherry. So
Oo nga.
before we end our podcast, is there anything else that you would like to tell our viewers with regard to sponsorship or with regard to the work we are doing in World Vision, and ikaw din as a child sponsor yourself?
Siguro merong mga nakikinig or nanonood who are wondering, how can I be part of that? Or how can I experience that transformation as a sponsor? My encouragement for them is three things they can do. Number one, they can visit our office in Quezon City if they're just in Metro Manila. Number two, they can also go to our website, worldvision.org.ph. Number three, they can call also our donor care hotline. Let me just read it to be sure that I got it right. So our hotline is 8372-7777. So we'll be very happy to discuss with you and share with you how you can also take part. So we cannot do it alone. World Vision as an organization, we're made up of I think around 12,000 sponsors, and would be happy to have any anyone on board with us, no? Kasi at the moment as we speak, more than 4,000 children pa yung waiting to be sponsored. So when you're ready to help, let us know. We'll be happy to share it with you, yung next steps.
Thank you so much, Ate Cherry, and of course to everyone who is currently tuned in to our podcast. Maraming salamat for being patient with us, no? Medyo mahaba-haba yung ating napag-usapan, but I hope that you were able to learn a lot from what Ate Cherry and I were able to talk about with regard to our experience in World Vision, working with communities and children, most especially girls, with the child sponsorship program that we have, and also again, if you want to know more about that program, you can check our website and also follow us on our social media accounts. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we also have X, and also we're now on TikTok. Yeah,
Yes.
so please do follow us to not just learn more about sponsorship, but also hear the stories of the children that we work with, the communities that we are partnering with. We are currently in 28 area programs here in the Philippines. Some are being supported by our Philippine office, while there are others that are supported by other countries. So there are so many things that we are doing in our community in the hope of giving children the experience of a full life. And we hope that you will embark on that journey with us. Again, if you have any questions with regard to how you can be a partner of World Vision, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you so much, and we hope that you will have a productive and blessed day ahead. Thank you.